Hi friends, welcome to Insult. So today is the 81st episode in the geography series. So today we're going to discuss about another country in the world, and that country is the Asian country known as Japan. Yes, so island country which has more than 141,000 islands. Now that's a lot of islands for just one country. Yes, so first let's just draw the main islands. There are 5 main islands known as the mainlands. Okay, so this is Hokkaido, the topmost island. Yes. So next, this is the Honshu, the mainland of the country, and then there is Shokuko. I may not pronounce all of them correctly. And last and finally, not last exactly, here is Kyushu. Yes. And last and finally, the small important island of Okinawa. Yes. So these are the main 5 islands of the country. So Honshu is mainly termed as the mainland because it's the largest island of the whole country. So there are still many other islands, but they're micro, pretty small, like this much size. Yes. They're sprinkled across the Pacific Ocean. Yes. So many of these islands can be like all the way over there at this edge. Yes. So yeah, that's very far away from the mainland islands. Yes. So first the capital city of the country, the capital city and the largest city in the country is the city of Tokyo. The most populous and the most biggest city in the whole world is Tokyo. Yes. So yeah, it's Tokyo. So now let's go into some geographical terms. Yes. So most of the country, the inner main parts of the country is just mountains. Big mountains. And Mount Fuji itself is around here. Wait, I will go and discuss about that. So the big part of the islands inside the country are just mountains. So many people have to lie in the coast. 47% of the population have to lie on the coast. Meanwhile, the remaining percent, they live in small cities or towns, a bit more inland. Yes. So even cities like Fukushima, which happened in the 2011 incident, right? And Hiroshima and Nagasaki are also at the coastal regions near the water. Yes. Great. So yeah, that is the main geographical terms. Okay. So now let's go back into some history, because every country has this much big history, at least that much. Yes. So Japan has a pretty big history, but we won't go as far. That means not into like the 1500s. It's too much time. Yes. So around the late 17th and early 18th century. So before that, Japan was in a state known as the Edo state. That means it had no contact with any other countries, no other places around the world. It was known as isolation. They had no contact with anything outside this green field, which is Japan itself. Nothing else. Yes. So just before the Edo period, they still had contact with other countries, but were in a shogunate period. That means it was a military presence instead of a kingdom normally. Yes. So then the Edo period started. So in 1857, around that time, so the Americans came and you have to trade with us or else we'll kill you. And Japan said, okay, chill, we'll start trading with you. And then they started to open up to the entire world, starting with the USA, as they always do. Yes. So the trade with the USA started at the time. And then World War I occurred. So in 1914, the World War started. But instead of on the Axis, they were on the entente side. That means the winning side. Yes. So as they won, they got many other Pacific islands, including a lot of the Pacific islands spread around the Pacific Ocean. Yes. The Western Pacific Ocean, not the eastern side. They don't go all the way until America. Yes. So islands like Palau and the Northern Mariana Islands were under Japanese rule, even if they are not now under Japanese rule. Yes. So now they got a lot of territory from that that thing which happened, the World War One. Yes. So next, World War Two. Just less than a decade. Some decades later. So World War Two would happen, but instead on the Allies side, they joined the Axis because why not? Yes. So yeah, and then they literally devastated their career. So as they were attacking China, so before the war they were attacking China under Emperor Hirohito. Pretty much every World War II people know about that. Yes. So he just sends his army to take over China. Many massacres would happen in this war only inside China, caused by the Japanese. Yes, but suddenly, the Japanese will also take a big chunk of Southeast Asia and even kind of expand into India. They expanded so far away. We already discussed about this when we discussed about Japan in our World War II video in history. Yeah, but that's later. So yeah, they took over everything in Southeast Asia. But then, you know what happened? The Allies came, just pushed them until at like South Korea. But then Japan was still there, and the Allies didn't want to just go into there and spend a lot of human resources fighting. So, you know what happened? Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Boom! A nuke was dropped. To be specific, 2 nukes were dropped. And the war was sent to an end. And after that, for some years, Japan was put under American control. And after that, it was free. So America gave Japan a lot of money because they literally nuked 2 of the very populous cities, killing more than tens of thousands of people. So they gave the Japanese a lot of food, especially wheat, and lots of money because they were pretty poor right there. After just being exhausted from the war which they fought for more than like 10 years. Yeah, even with China including, it was more than 10 years, even if World War II was not that long. Yes. So that was the history of Japan. It started to get more richer and richer until it is as rich as it is now. Yes. So now let's go some main terms, like the facts. Yes. So yeah, now let's start with the facts. So the first ever, sorry, I'm getting a bit confused. Yeah, so Mount Fuji, as I was saying earlier, here it's Mount Fuji. So Japan is very active, like pretty volcanically active in earthquakes and many other things. The Fukushima incident was also caused by an earthquake. Yes. So there are some other plates there. There are 4 tectonic plates. Those are, let's start. Only 3, but there is a subplate there. So that also counts. So first there's the Pacific plate, and the Filipino plate also kind of comes up to here. Yes, this is the Pacific plate. And also some of the North American plate stretches up to here. Yes. And then the remaining is the European plate and Eurasian plate and a small chunk of the another plates. Yes. So Mount Fuji is one of those cross sections, making it pretty dormant. But before, it was pretty active as well, like millions of years ago, as it was literally in the war zone of tectonic plates. Yes. So that is pretty dangerous for any people living there, causing many different earthquakes, lots of casualties. Yes. Now that's a lot of damage. Okay. So the population of the country is about 377,000 people. Yes, which makes it the 11th most populous country. But the area of the country, So the area of the country is 377,000 square kilometers, but the population is, guess it, 125 million people. Now that's a lot of people, okay? So yeah, so 125 million people makes it the 11th most populous country in the world. Meanwhile, its area makes it 62nd. Look at the difference between population and area. That means it will have pretty high population density, especially in Tokyo, the biggest but yet most populous city in the whole world. Yes. So yeah, this is for today about the country of Japan. Bye.